Hello everybody and welcome back. So we finally got a bit of, well, it was sunny about 2 minutes ago. Got a bit cloudy now, but we haven't got rain, which is the important thing. I've been meaning to this video for a bit now, but I just haven't been able to get outside for the rain. So we're into March now. It's March the 3rd, 2024. So technically spring, but not quite spring enough to start getting stuff planted out. I've had a few frosts here last few nights and one due again tonight, so just have to rein myself back in a bit and not start planting stuff out and getting too excited that spring's on the way. But it definitely is on the way because stuff has started growing. We had that really warm February, and I say warm because it was 15 degrees for about a week, or getting up to 15 degrees, so for February that were really warm. So stuff has started growing now, so I thought I'd do a garden tour video, have a look round. We'll start downside here. Got some nice spring flowers here on the old elephant's ears. Nice waxy foliage, spreads out pretty well as well. The yucca, which flowered last year, starting to grow from 2 different points now. This acanthus with this nice spring zingy green foliage, it's starting to spread down here, which I don't mind because it's pretty contained in this bed, so it doesn't really matter. And you can see it spreading here. You can see an offset of the yucca there as well, a couple in there, and they might be worth digging up. You're starting to get a bit of trunk now as well. Quite a lot of offsets looking under there now. The Imperialis, which has a very suspicious smell to it. You'll know if you know. The Fatsia is starting to fill out now. You can see that they're becoming so that I can plant underneath it now. So I better start underplanting that. So you'll notice a big change here. So this is where they used to have the arch, and then he had the breeze box wall here, just some old breeze box from the old greenhouse. So basically that was just to sort of section the garden off, really, a bit of a windbreak. So that's gone now because the arch did blow down a few times in the storms in the winter. So my plan for here is to divide my Miscanthus giganteus, get that in here, divide this one as well. This is a nice grass, Cosmopolitan. I mean, if you look at the Miscanthus giganteus, then look at that. I mean, flower wise they're pretty much the same height. And you can see this has started growing nice green and cream foliage on that. So I could divide that now really, because you normally wait until it starts growing. You can see where it's starting to spread round, starting to clump out. These are the new growth here. So I'll be dividing that and the giganteus across here and here. I think it'll make a nice little entrance. This has started to grow now and I've got no idea what it's called. I always forget now. Always reminds me like Jurassic growth. You see these in Jurassic Park. So I do like that plant. It grows quite short, but it's decent for that spot. The Butyrhodorata, I've still got the cover on just in case, but that's got no damage over winter. But we've probably had down to about -6 this winter at the worst. We had that real bad spell at the start of December. We had snow and ice down to -6. We all thought it was going to be a bad winter, but it didn't turn out like that. So you can see how this new growth is arching over. Real nice growth on that. And it's like fanning out. Beautiful growth, and then there's another one here growing. So that's done fine. I moved a load of alliums from further that garden down into here. And this I just can't think of what this is. I think it might be Persicaria, but I'm not sure. I think I did have a Persicaria over there, and maybe I've moved it to here. But it is growing further down in the garden, so yeah, that's a bit of a mystery what that is. This trackie that I moved the other year, fine, doing well. A couple of other things in here. The Judas tree coming into bud. That normally flowers first, so I think these are fully flower buds. Gunner is pushing off the old leaves, starting to grow now. We have had a couple of frosts, like I said, and you can see it has killed a bit off there, but on the whole, pretty good. They're now banned Gunner. So I had the chocolate vine against the arch, I moved that to here. And that's starting to grow now, so this will go over this fence. Here's the Giganteus that hasn't started to grow yet, so you divide these when they just come into growth. Might be a bit of a growing point here. I'll give it a couple more weeks before I do that. You can see how it's starting to spread out, and the middle, the centre bit starts to die off, so it is good to, even if you don't want to divide it, just to get that middle bit out and then replant it. So that's the job on these. I mean, like I said, we've had storm after storm through December and January, and these have all stayed standing, so you do get year-round sort of structure with it, and these do look pretty good. Serifera's done fine, did fine last year. Winter last year was a lot worse than this one that we just had, so I had no worries about that. Nice blue foliage, blue with the cardoon, which is really kicking into growth now. Even stuff in the pond has started growing, so the water is getting warmer. It's all heading towards the best time of the year, spring. So I've moved the arch to here now. I'm not really sure about it, but I do think it looks pretty good there. Sort of makes the area separate now, I think. So the fire pit area. Got the little Camrops Volcano. A few growing points on that now. Real slow growing this. Literally done nothing since I put it in. A few leaves, but it does look like it's starting to get going a bit now. Persicaria starting to come up round it. Spreading around nicely, you can see. The Aloe Striatula, which I wasn't sure about its hardiness. Took a bit of damage, but nothing on the growing point, so that looks fine. Excited to see that get growing this year. I think I planted it last year, so we're getting its roots down last year and then kicking to growth this year. Zabrinus grass, another nice grass. You can see that the Persicaria is really running into it now. I mean, I planted this Persicaria over here. It's going down here, which I don't mind, intermingling with each other. These little Fatsias starting to kick into a bit of growth now. Got a banana under here. That is pushing onto the top of this, so it has been growing. Nice and firm, so that's definitely still alive. Got the bleeding arch plant. That'll be in flower within a month, I would have thought. I think that this tree fern's dead. Somebody gave it to me a couple of years ago. I think it died last winter. Pneumonia softgrass, really filling out now. It's finished flowering. Really love this plant. Does well in this spot in the shade. With black bamboo in the pot, which I've trimmed up to expose the black canes. The Fatsia polycarpa, which always seems to grow like this at the start of the year. A bit distorted. See some of the old leaves there, which is a shame really. I don't know why it does it. I don't know if it's frost damage or what. It always does it at the start of the year. But that's grown pretty well last year. Only a couple of foot in trunk now. Same with the variegated Fatsia. Died off when it flowered, but that'll be fine. The Arunda Donax hasn't done anything yet. Probably another couple of months before that starts growing. Doesn't really do well in that spot. But the Tetrapanax has started to grow, pushing a couple of leaves out. I actually had this leaf over it like that, just to protect it from the frost, but he hasn't touched it, the frost. They were light frost, so in this real wet winter that we've had, there could be a problem in the arid bed. Let's have a look at this trachea first. Really kicking into growth now. So in here, I mean, the variegated Americana looks fine. The Montana and the Meadow Picture look fine, but I think there might be a bit of damage on the Ferox, which is my favourite one. Just here where I've cut that frond off, there was a lot of water on it. It has been dripping down from the top somewhere. You can see that one's dying off, got a bit of rot on it, but that's fine because it's an old frond. We've got a little bit of, I'm getting a little bit of rot in here, by the looks of it, which could be a problem. So I need to get these covers off really. You can see it on the top of that one as well. I mean, the plant looks pretty fine, but if we're getting rot in the centre like that, it could be a big problem. So I really need it to dry up now and get these covers off really. So there could be a problem there. Hopefully not. It still looks alright, so we never know. So yeah, we've got all the bluebells coming up now. Plenty going on. All the tulips and stuff all growing. Bit of a trachea there. About 2.5, 3 foot of trunk on it now. Put this little Bilbergia in it last year and that's stayed in. Stayed nice and green, so that's good. Yeah, we've got all sorts of little bluebells and daffodils and stuff coming up in here. Got the old hardy hibiscus down here. I'm going to move that over there in the spring because it doesn't do too well in this spot. I'll move one of these, what I was talking about before, into here. So we'll see how that does. Got the little type of lily. Look a bit like a colocasia, I think, or an alocasia, but really hardy. So yeah, I got my stepping stone path finished over the winter, so I think that looks better than the grass now. All sorts of stuff coming up. Really is the best time of year. Got a little pup on this as well, because I don't know if that's because it flowered, if that's died or won't grow again. So it is started to pup now, which is good. You can see a few pups coming through here. These are where my gingers and my daylilies and my couple of cannas. There's a Eremerus growing here. I actually buried the roots last year when I mulched it, because you need these exposed. Get them baked in the sun and this will flower. Last couple of years all it's done is leaf. So hopefully it might flower this year. I'm not sure though. If I keep it uncovered like that, we should definitely flower next year. I've had it flowering before. Desert candle. Crocosmia is starting to grow now. Like I say, after that warm February, a lot of stuff did start pushing into growth. And we're hopefully out of the danger zone of the bad frost now. Talking below -5, so hopefully we won't be getting anything like that. The Chamaerops humilis, constantly pushing leaves out. Developing into a really nice balm this. I've been debating whether to chop these suckers off and leave the one bare trunk, because it is really a nice trunk. I don't know yet. Might let it get a bit more height on it. The Melianthus is grown and then it's got damage from either the frost or the wind. So I'll be cutting all that down, back to the base. It is starting to shoot from the base again. So I'll cut all that down and get rid of it. It does get leggy anyway. It just means that you won't get, or you probably won't get any flowers in it next year, which isn't a major thing. The biggest tracky here. Some more of these lilies. Me collocation pink China's in here. Hopefully that'll come back. Should do, it's got a bit of protection now from these as well. And these are starting to spread all over the garden, which I don't mind. They're only here for spring. The black mundo grass is starting to spread as well. I've got a lot of offsets of the spider plants in the house, which I'm going to plant around this year. I've actually got one in the ground here, so it'll be interesting to see if this comes back. I've had them come back over winter before, so hopefully that one can come back. All sorts of plants are thinking about growing now. The giant lilies pushing through. And my cycad under there should be fine. Nice daffodil in flower. Got the Jubea chilensis. She's pushing a new leaf out. Took a bit of damage last year, but this year looks absolutely fine. There's a couple of fronds pushing out of there. I've cut down into this old base, and you can see since I've cut, I just cut that across there, and you can see how much that's spread out. So it is pushing this bit out. So hopefully I can break free of that. I don't know if that'll hold it back as time goes on. Big tracky now, well above my head. We're 10 foot in height now at top there, massive fronds on it. Look good on the blue sky behind. This euphorbia is starting to flower again. Flowers in the spring. So I've got a fats here that I'm gonna put in here. An old skull in there. Some more of them lilies and ferns at back there. The black bamboo, elderberry, Sambucus nigra, that'll be getting cut down soon. Starting to kick into growth now, so that'll get cut back down to here. That promotes, I've cut that down last year and you get all this growth on it. Really nice flowers on that, burgundy leaves, white flowers, great looking plant. Bit of damage on the mellifera, but nothing that you can't grow out that. So all these are them lilies, they are starting to spread everywhere now. It'll look good carpeted in this area in the winter or spring. They are starting to pop up. A few different bulbs and stuff around here. Garrya elliptica. Another Persicaria starting to run. Don't mind it because I really do like Persicarias, so I don't mind that. Brunnera, sticking out a little bit of a flower there. Cordeline's really starting to kick into growth now. Hopefully it can get above this, get into the sun, because I made a mistake planting it there. Now this tree fern is not looking good. It took a lot of damage this winter. And I did the video where you check whether it's still alive, and that war green, it looks a lot greener in the video than it does in real life. It's going to be yellow now, so I'm not sure, really not sure about that tree fern, whether it will survive. And they cost so much now, tree ferns, that if it does die I probably won't replace it. Another cardoon. Me Tormentosa will be cut down soon. I'm going to put my new loquat here and me Schefflera taiwaniana here. Got another Melianthus growing. You can see that these do spread as well. Look how far from the main clump this bit is. So I'm going to dig this clump up, probably put it in the front garden. We've even got that lily spreading down here. It must be spread by birds. If it does flower, the birds must pick the seeds up. See again, it's spreading here. Olive's looking pretty good. Maybe this new growth here, which is soft, sappy growth where it was, lost a lot of its leaves, and that might grow back. It might bud from here, but that grew really well last year. I mean, it was a standard one from Morrison, so you can see where it's sort of come round here. So all this is new growth, and it's quite shady in here, so it grew really well. Some more of these spreading. Monia soft caress, so hopefully that'll get going this year. We can get look really good in this spot with a tree fern behind it. Got another little flowering bulb here. I'm not sure what that is. The Musa Basjoo, you can see that's starting to grow. As soon as there's no more frost, I will get that cover off. Or there's no frost forecast. Desperate to come out. All the miscanthus, it's all starting to grow back, so I need to get this old foliage knocked off. A few more daffodils in flower down here. Got the fig starting to bud up. Hope that'll do well this year. I love this little bit of a variegated grass here. I've got my Crocosmia lucifer, which is a beautiful plant, and you can see that is starting to spread as well. I really do want to spread this round garden. Yeah, there's a nice plant, so that's good. The daylilies kicking into growth now. It is the 3rd of February and there's a lot of growth here. We had that really late spring last year, really cold April, frost all the way through April, so it did knock a lot of stuff right back. At least 4 to 6 weeks behind a lot of stuff was. So we are due a 4 to 6 week earlier spring this year. So hopefully we're going to get that. See the Princeps palm down there, nice blue foliage. Maybe not the best place to plant that. I'm tying the grass back this year so it gets a lot more light. Got another Persicaria spreading here. I mean, people have said that they do spread, and that is really evident now. When I planted this one here, it's spreading down here, right up there, right down here. So beware. It looks like there's even one coming right down here. You can see how far that is from here to here. It is coming at the base of the Scheffler and Macrophylla as well, which not ideal really. So yeah, the Scheffler looking good. No damage on that over the winter. Got this little cover over it. Same with the Pseudopanax moestos. That's actually touching the top now. It won't when I put this cover on. That's carried on growing. Got my other bigger tree fern here. That's actually took quite a bit of damage. To say the winter hasn't been that bad. I think we've got a lot of green in there, so there don't be any problems with this one. The spider's web fats here. A lot of died back where the flowers were, but that'll be absolutely fine. I'm hoping that'll start growing up this year rather than out. The catalpa, which I'm going to pollard soon. Got all that growth, I polled it right back down to here last year, or here. So yeah, so I did the video on the 2 palms that were pretty sick looking last week. So thanks everybody for commenting on that. Jim's palms for doing the video that he did, really big help. And everybody gave me sort of something different to think about. So I have put them in the greenhouse now. Because a lot of people were thinking that it may be too dry and I'd not watered it enough over the winter, which I didn't water it enough because I always don't water so much because I'm scared of getting root rot on them. But the Robaline is looking a lot better since I've brought it in here. all these leaves were folded up, so it looks so much better now. Not so much the Nikau palm that is still hanging down like this. So yeah, I'm not sure about this, but the row bullion is definitely looking a lot better, so I'll have that in here next winter. I might actually plant out the Washingtonia this time, maybe even the Cycad, so I know that I can get them through winter. Yeah, all the aeoniums, with that flowering aeonium there, all the aeoniums are looking fine. Not much, another flowering aeonium there. Not much dieback in here. The monsteras haven't liked it. In fact, I think a couple of them are dead. Got a lot of them in the house though, so that's fine. Got a Ferox pup over there. Might have to go in the ground. Yeah, I've got this cutting of a variegated fats here, which has been sat in that dirty water all winter. It hasn't put any roots out, but it's not dead, so one that I put in a pot is dead. So yeah. So all in all, it's looking good. Hopefully we can continue this decent weather and get spring started early. Got the Princeps. But I'm just adding this off really. Fortune I crossed with Princeps. Got the little fats here down here, some Cordyline Red Star. Everything in here is looking fine. No damage at all, so if that Ferox does die, I have got other plants to replace it. It's not so much of a problem, I just love that Ferox. So yeah, all in all, a pretty decent winter. Yeah, it's just starting to bud up now. So yeah, pretty decent winter. Couple of lows. You know, what will the summer bring? We just don't know. We had a really hot 2022, hitting nearly 40 degrees, really dry, and then last year it was wet and cool. So in England you just don't know what you're going to get from season to season, from week to week. You don't know what you're going to get. So let's just hope it's a good year for gardening, good year for the tropical garden, and we get plenty of growth. Right, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye.